How y'all doing today? I want to give a shout out to Jemele Hill, who recently became a published author. She's going to be on Spotify and different things, and I follow her on Twitter. And if you remember Jemele Hill, she was on ESPN, a very strong African American woman journalist. Um, Miss His and Hers of her and Michael Smith used to watch that all the time. And I always liked her messages and what she's coming about. And ESPN ran her off their racist network, off their plantation when she called Trump a white supremacist. She said this 2 years plus ago. And what has happened since? Jemele Hill looks sitting in the catbird seat. She looks like a genius because he stepped in a big old pile of it. And ESPN got spammed on the head because they selectively allow what they want to allow on their racist network. And this the same network who now has some old tired hack like Will Kane on there who be, he's like a sports version of Tucker Carlson, as far as I'm concerned. And they actually had the audacity to have Rush Limbaugh on there, hired on their network. But they ran Jemele Hill off because she was speaking facts and truth. She didn't violate nothing. She took to Twitter and she said what she said. And did not Trump have a big hand in running Colin Kaepernick out of the NFL? But looks like Jemele Hill is getting the last word. And I'm very proud of her because it just goes to show she's coming up with a memoir book next year. And it just goes to show that just because, you're right, people will try to make you wrong and they will play a hate. They will sit there and try to take something away from you. She was doing her job. She happened to speak out about an issue that was close to home. And it's a reality. Now I was giving Dan Levitard props for what he spoke out recently, but there is a racial double standard, and ESPN is not exempt from racism and what they do. And I did say their network is racist because they have been funny time over the years with African Americans and things that they go on with the conversation. But let's be realistic. They look at athletes just like Pino and Do the Right Thing. They don't see them as black. They see them as athletes like stars, and you're supposed to be quiet and tap dance and ignore what's going on out here in these streets. Even though, do your history, what Bill Russell had to do when he was with the Boston Celtics, it wasn't hunky dory. He was winning mad chips. Because think about it, as great as Tom Brady is, Bill Russell almost doubled the jury. Okay, but he wasn't given the same love in Boston at that time. So do your history with all these things. They are very pivotal, very monumental. So, but I just want to give Jemele Hill a shout out because proud of her and what she's doing, what she's accomplished, and she didn't need ESPN, and she's on the platform to speak the truth. And what she said has come to fruition because of all these shootings and these white supremacists and his hateful messages and walls and all the other stuff. And you ask how it impacts the sports world. Well, it does because with Colin Kaepernick can't even get the job. He should still be playing, but also um, people forget the athletes who are African descent, drive, go home, will get harassed, will get bothered, will have family members, people. So it all hits close to home. So you can't sit there and not separate the two. This is real. And that's why people have avoided going to the White House after championships and so on and so forth, because you can't clap for what's happening. It's like guys are reluctant to play with USA basketball because they're waiting how this the election so and so internal. Nobody wants any association with him. Not sane. Nobody sane wants to deal with Trump. Mm-mm. His bad news and his bad racist karma is real. So, anyway, shout out to Jemele Hill for keeping it 100, doing her thing. Looking forward to that book. Check out her podcast. And she keeps it lit over on Twitter. So much respect to Jemele Hill. That's my thoughts I'm going to take about Jemele Hill. Feel free to leave your comments. Hit your subscribe. If you have a moment from when she was on in her past writings or her work, feel free to drop a line down there with that. Hit that like to subscribe. When the bell rings, it's a new video. You have a blessed day. Peace.